On May 4th, JJ&Sons launched their new tea company during an event held at the Emerald in Scottsdale. The event featured an entrepreneurial panel and tea tasting. Northeast Valley News spoke to JJ&Sons owner Janine Hernandez about her new company.
So my name is Janine Hernandez and I'm the founder of JJ&Sons and Purpose Driven Initiatives. So this event is for my tea company, JJ&Sons Tea Company. I opened it about 2 years ago and this is the launch event. I'm so excited. So we're going to have an amazing speaker, panelists. We're going to talk about soul conversations, how to be successful from the inside out. I am very, very passionate about the values, gratitude, love, joy, empathy. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And yeah, it's going to be amazing. We have vendors and we have food and we're going to do a quick tea tasting. So that's what today is all about. I think belief is probably the biggest one. At one point back in 2015, I attempted to open the business and I got really scared and overwhelmed and I decided not to. So it wasn't until 2017, 2 years later, that I finally did it. So I think it's just belief, believing in yourself, knowing that you can do it, and dreaming super, super big, because at times we tend to have that negative self-talk or doubt. So it's just, you know what you want and go for it, The first thing is to write out a plan and have a clear vision, write it out and know exactly what you're doing, and then take action. A lot of people dream but then they don't take the action and they continue to be in the same cycle. So I would say take action for your dreams. I work full-time, 40 hours a week, and then I come home and I work my two businesses and I'm up in the middle of the night. I work really, really hard to get to this point, and I know that I have to push myself a lot harder to get to a point where I can finally retire. So the best advice I would give is just take action and do something about it. Don't just talk about it,
Guest speaker Christina Howard founded C.L. Howard Group and discussed her journey as a successful businesswoman.
I've known Janine for a couple of years now. We met through a workshop that I did for her leadership team. And so she asked me to speak today, and I'm really excited about it. I'm actually a leadership coach, and I work with teams and organizations on creating more connection and communication at work. Well, one of the most important things is listening to their own intuition, because as an entrepreneur, you get lots of feedback, you get people around you, and the noise sometimes can be a little bit overwhelming and send you in a lot of different directions. So taking a moment, centering, and then checking in with what you actually want is probably the most impactful thing that can be done, but it's also the scariest, because then you have to action it. Exactly. Well, I don't know that I overcome it all the time. I think just naming it sometimes is the best thing that you can do, because I don't think you really become someone that can easily get over fear. I think you recognize it and then you walk forward anyways, and that's actually how you get through it. So you're kind of tender with yourself in the process and just keep walking one more step forward.
The diverse panel members stressed the concepts of self-belief and love for others.
So my name is Melanie Peralta. I'm the founder of a local women's empowerment organization called Women to Women, and I'm also a mindset coach. Honestly, for me, it's all about staying full. So I make time to do a lot of self-investments in my spirit, I call it play. So I make sure I get out and get with my sisters and I have a good time, and then I make sure that obviously I take care of my vessel. I eat well, go to the gym, and spend time with my son, as well as far as substance, just things that fill me up. Because if I'm empty, energetically, spiritually, if I'm empty, I'm not able to show up. Follow your intuition, because it always knows what you need, and the mind will take over and it'll tell you, in order to feel better, you should be doing this. Okay, in order to feel better about yourself, maybe you should go to the gym, or maybe you should do this. But follow your intuition and really feel what it is that you actually need, not just the ideas that have been planted in you or you've created of what you think needs to be done to feel better. Sometimes you might just need to sit there and really watch a chick flick, but Sometimes you might need to really sit there and just watch a chick flick, but the mind is like, oh, if you sit here, you're being lazy, you're not being productive, you're not doing anything. But it's like your mind might just need a break from all of those things. So really listen to what like your intuition desires, opposed to what your mind is telling you that you should do.
So my name's Abbie Knowles. I am a realtor at Revelation Real Estate in Chandler. I used to actually work with Janine, the CEO of JJ&Sons, and in corporate America. And then we both just have wanted to be on our own and start our own companies and work for ourselves. So I've stayed in touch with her, and that's how I became a realtor. I kind of just worked my way to work for myself. Well, it was really scary, to be honest. It took me a while, but I mean, overcoming the struggles was obviously, I knew that was going to happen. I knew I was going to have struggles. I kind of just set myself up for success rather than saying I'm just going to quit and find something. I really looked for something that I was passionate about. I had 15 jobs before I found what I loved, and so I kind of just kept working at different places, figuring out what I liked, what I didn't like, and I realized that I love working with people, so it just fell into place, and the struggles were easy to come over after that. Honestly, just keep pushing, because it would have been easy for me to fall back into it, it's always nice to have a steady paycheck, to clock in at 8, clock out at 5, but I didn't want the easy route. I wanted to get to where I could be, flexible for myself. I love to be outdoors. I love to do my own thing. So just keep pushing and have that goal, write your goals down. I read this book that said if you write your goals down, they're 80% more fulfilled. Exactly. If you write them down. So every day I wrote down my goals. I woke up, I figured what am I grateful for, etc., and just kept pushing, and finally was able to make the jump, and I've never been happier than where I am now.
So my name is Jackie Morales, and I work with 101.1 The Beat and Mega 104.3 and Sierra H Broadcasting. And also Live Pure Kids is our nonprofit.
Well, first of all, my name is Gavin Tucker. My name is Gavin Tucker. I teach 8th grade English Language Arts at Levine Elementary. I've been teaching for the past 6 years, but this will be my 4th year at Levine.
So I met Janine through social media, actually, on Instagram. I work on the radio out here for 101.1 The Beat and also Mega 104.3, and she just happened to reach out. I'm not really good at checking my messages, but for some reason I just happened to open it up and I saw her message, and she was talking about the event and everything that she was saying. I'm I'm in, I'd love to be a part of it. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring my husband along with me, because we're doing a lot of things here in the Valley together, and I thought that it'd be a great opportunity for us to speak at this panel. And it's her first one, so I'm this is exciting.
Just really taking each day and accomplishing one thing at a time. So when I really started to go full throttle with creating this foundation of this program, I took baby steps, just off of getting approvals, off of paperwork and trademarking, and just getting the lessons aligned, with the state standards, and really presenting to parents first, of getting them, just how can I say,
involved.
Yeah, involved, just more involved into what can not only help their child academically, but with their behavior.
What Janine is doing here with her tea, JJ Tea Company is amazing, because whoever thought that bringing tea and mindfulness and joy would bring so many people together for a reason, to hear each and every panelist and what they have to bring. And this is what it's all about, putting events together like this to bring the change. And I'm so thankful for that. We're so thankful for that.
Reporting for Northeast Valley News, this is Ivana Venema Nunez.